Medicine Woman. And again, I am happy to be here as the Medicine Woman Brenda. I'm reintroducing myself on YouTube. Very exciting things. The big shift on this planet. And I noticed that a lot of things started to affect me. For instance, my Facebook page, wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to even go on today. It went down at least 8 times during this weekend, to the point where it's like, okay, I'm not sure what to do, and I'm just going to take a risk that they're not going to disconnect it while I do the show. So if anything happens, understand you can find me on YouTube because it's going live there as well. I also know that things are changing dramatically. Okay. Again, with that big energy shift, my DVD player decided it's not going to really work. I mean, it's working. It just doesn't want to cooperate with the other piece of information and the inputs. And it's like, okay. So I asked Spirit, I said, what do I need to do? So I started to download, and intentionally it is getting into that knowing spiritual space that hopefully someday I'll be able to teach you where to go. And then all of a sudden you just download. And for any of those that are open, I want you to understand all you have to do is just say yes and then get connected up with the energy that I'm in. And you'll be getting connected up to the broadband of energy that is way up there on another plane. And what it is that we're going to begin to download. You can just go ahead and just feel. You may feel some tingling sensation, or you may feel more joy entering your space. Anyways, that is that's happening right at this second. All of a sudden, some new piece of information is coming in, and there'll be a disruption. Now, so I downloaded, and the next thing I know, I seem to, my 68% of my iPad, within a few seconds, it was dead, down to 0. Looked at my Fitbit. Oh, dead too. Seriously? I just charged it completely full. And my watch did it twice. My iPad did it 3 times. I'm like, I don't even want to touch these big computers. That's way too much money to mess with. And I just said, you have to help me, Spirit, to get through all this. And it's like, so again, put that hashtag, that's my code MWB for me. Okay, Medicine Woman Brenda for me. And hashtag away. I guess that's very important. I don't quite get it. I know that, how do I want to put it? I was rewarding everybody. Well, Spirit was, as soon as you hit like and you shared, then I would go and I would give you a card, whether if I gave you a card in here or in the chat room after the show, or we're friends, I would open up a message and send it to you. And even if you weren't friends, but you would receive messages, then I would just send you a card. I noticed that they kept shutting down my face or the fan page. And they kept telling me that I'm doing illegal activities. There was a message, and before it shut down, someone had said something on my page, and then, you can't really hit the thumbs up, so you have to respond. So I hit respond, and then a new button popped up that says send the message. I'm like, okay, so I hit send the message, and it says you're doing illegal activity. I'm like, but you just gave me the order to tell me I'm like, okay, so, and then it keeps coming up, I'm a robot. And I'm like, no, I'm not a robot. I'm verifying that I'm not a robot. And it happened. I got tired. I didn't even want to even get on the computer anymore. But I still had to make sure if I had a show. And it was very frustrating for me to see. And then I thought, why am I choosing to be frustrated about this reality? That is the old ego me. All right, Spirit, what do I need to do? Spirit says, just be patient. Things are changing all over the place. A lot of different avenues are happening. And it's like, okay, so consciousness is shifting. You're starting to see more and more people on the planet. If you pay attention, don't get caught up into the hell. You say, thank you for showing me signs. And it's going to be the many little people. I hate to say the word little people, but you have the top of the pyramid, which is what they guess they refer to as the elite, but it's all of us. It's that bottom layer. It's all of us. It's us. And how we are choosing to change the top. And the only way to do that is that you don't go in and you try to change the top and then it's going to trickle down. You don't. There is this gathering of group conscious, like-minded people that has said, you know what, let's do this. And we've removed enough barriers and enough filters that allowed us to, yeah, I have the same interest. Let's go. You know, it's like cigarette buddies or, alcohol buddies. You go out there and you don't have a friend in the world. As soon as somebody pops open a cigarette and you're having one, you're like, oh, you're best friends. I don't know if you understand that theory, but it's just really, really weird. Probably did hijack my account, but spiritually speaking, regardless of what was going on an ego space, Spirit says, just watch. So again, I downloaded information from Spirit. I said, okay, let's do this. And now all of a sudden you're getting to see more and more of the bottom realm of the pyramid, which is us, are responding completely different than before. So after the shift began, I've noticed that more and more protests with thousands and thousands of people are happening. And then I started noticing that more of the, what do you call it? People have said, some type of theory. It was, I know y'all know what it is. It may sound stupid, you're like, that is conspiracy theory. Well, those are coming to be more happening, but they're coming true. Then again, so as I'm looking, you have to remember, we live in this is what we call reality, our personal reality, but it's actually illusion. It is what our consciousness comes through and looks through the lens of the ego, which is electromagnetic guiding omni apparition. And as it looks through, it sees this matrix. Now, we've agreed upon group thought groups matrices, and we line up to them. But we also hear our neighboring buddy of parallel universes, as well as different dimensional times. And so we will hear those. It's not in our reality. It is in that particular energy reality. So when they begin to cross over, or when it's all these different ways of perspectives, like a kaleidoscope, that allows you to wake up further from the involution, from that farthest point away from God we were. As we begin to go back, we begin to awaken, and not only are we awakening to get the urge, but we're awakening to, wow, that person's a gaslighter. Wow, that person's really narcissistic. And all you're doing is seeing people that have the veil on. They are asleep, and by asleep means they can't really connect with that spiritual heart, spiritual mind, and spiritual gut. Okay, and when those three aren't really connected, then you live in that land. I've lived there. And then all of a sudden you wake up and you're looking, and you're like, you can't unsee what you've seen. And you're like, oh my God. And so you begin to question everything to the point of Spirit shows you the opposite. And it's like, whoa. Now, all of you that are new, understand you're not going to get a message until I get this Spirit to talk through me. And then after the Spirit talk, then I will ask you to, if you want a reading, and I will ask you to type in a particular phrase so that Spirit can see that you want a reading. So please don't keep repeating too much of the same story. Other people have comments and things that they like to talk about too. Just you'll everybody will get, if you hang around, everybody will get a reading, a 1 minute reading. It isn't, they're meat and potatoes. They're just not a miss in the dark. But Spirit wants you to understand that you don't have to be fear of the parallel or the conspiracies or the different dimensions. It is understanding that there are different ways of seeing things. And as you begin to wake up, it's like if you were told your parent had done something so horrific, you're like, I don't want to know this. Don't tell me this. I don't want to know this. Because it blows your world of how you know your world to be. Okay. This is your world. This is the people you love. And it's, really what? It's shocking. And when you hit that shock stage, oh my God. I've been there a couple times. And it just it's if you do not have a good mental or emotional health, then you won't be able to hear Spirit. And then you'll feel like you're going crazy. You want sanity back. You don't want the insane to continue. It'll just keep going on and on and on. So one of the things about spiritually awakening, and if you notice, it's called C, spiritually evolving ego, is that you're not killing ego, because ego is a lens. It's the over-identification with matter that you see through the ego that you need to resolve. And when you do that, you get more connected into your authentic self, which connects into the group conscious as well as your just regular consciousness. And it connects into that spirit God, not man God. It's all of that source. And so when you begin to wake up, you realize you don't have to take offense. You don't have to, you can say, oh, that needs to be changed. Oh, how do I show up? Okay, Spirit, what do I need to do? And then you'll begin to understand your purpose and your place and your thing. You'll find your passions and your joys, because nothing's going to stop you, because when it's valuable, it's important. And when it's important, you then just go for it. And it is in the value container that we create reality in that stops you. So if you value family, and you tell me you value yourself, but yet you're being kicked around, that means if I were to check you, your value system is probably, yes, I value family, but I don't value myself. And it could be a 10 and then a 1. As you spiritually waken up, you have to understand that you come into play. You are very important first. It's like being on an airplane, the oxygen mask drops. You need to put that on first so you can help others. And it's the same thing as far as when you begin to understand the values. Okay, I value myself. It has nothing to do with being narcissistic or vain. It is about that spiritual self, my authentic self, to stay closer to my source, to allow myself to create better, heal better, and love better, and be happy and help and love and be with everybody else. And when you look at family first, it depends. Are they asleep? You can sit there and be the one awake, and then you're the black sheep, or you're the one that's not following the rules. I mean, I had a teenage boy come up and tell me that, oh, I'm breaking all the family rules and I'm bad and I'm going to hell. And I'm thinking, okay, thank you very much for your input and your belief system. I will keep that in mind. That is yours. Correct. That is yours. And then I just, he must have thought that he could really influence me to stop doing what I'm doing. It's like, I'm sorry you don't like it. I'm sorry I don't fit into your belief system, your timetable, your reality that you feel is being disturbed because of my presence. So you got to understand, you can love, and I deeply love all of you, and I see your souls, and I ask, how do I help the soul on this journey? I'm not helping your egos. Now, sometimes y'all need your ego stroked. So do I, but it's that part that wants to grow, that needs the handheld. It needs to be loved. And, it's like having a baby. And that spiritual part of you, I know when you start to wake up, the hardest part is to not look outside yourself going, oh my God, I can't be me, because they're going to hate me for it. You have to be the trendsetter. You have to decide how you want to live your life. And as you begin to do this, you don't realize how many people are actually watching you when you weren't doing this. But they weren't watching you so that they could correct you. they were trying to figure out life themselves. And so you, in some way, you're always a mentor to somebody. And I stay who I am. I stay consistent as much as I can. And anything that is not in a line with joy, happiness, and peace, if I'm in my negative state, if I'm over identifying with ego, then I know there are opportunities for growth. And that is where I have cut myself off, rejected myself. I have, I want those parts of myself back, and I want to be able to live through the Immaculate Heart, and I'm going to. You have to understand all of the little things that interfere. Like one of the things is that I have a program, and I think it's a power of suggestion. And my husband and I had a nice, he's spiritual too, so we had a nice little talk, and he says, maybe you should take a look at your internal locum. I forgot what the third word was. And I said, what? And he says, well, there's external and internal. And he says it has to do with your motivation in your the way that you move. And he says, if you take a look, he says, like if somebody tells me I can't, I physically will prove them wrong. He says, and just like with you spiritually, nobody can touch you. And if somebody knows a piece of information you don't, you say thank you, and then you embrace it, and you don't. And so then I thought, oh my goodness, it's the internal, okay, and external, duh, and then it's the spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, duh. I'm like, but I don't need to condemn myself. But it was just like whoa, hit me hard. You knew the stuff, and now you get to know it on a whole nother level. I'm like, shit, he's right. And I said, and so then I realized, because all my life, my little self, my 4-year-old self was, I think, corrected to the point where it was corrected so hard that it literally caused, what do you want to call it? To squash my spirit or to not trust myself. But again, my soul signed up for all this, so there's no blaming anybody. And I allowed myself to take that next step, and I'm like, okay. And I realized that the power of suggestion. So anytime I want to do something, I'm almost afraid to tell anybody, because if you can't do that, it's I almost got it. It's like, if I can't do it, you can't do it, or it doesn't fit in my schedule, so therefore you can't do it. And I'm like, I even kept it to myself, and I'll go after what I want to do, and then all of a sudden the timing will always be exactly what they've said or the way they are. I'm like, really? I mean, like one time I was 15 minutes early. I'm going to my friend's house to do a show, a soul party. And she says, oh, but don't come any earlier. You're not even a minute before. And I'm like, huh? Okay. And so I was already on the road when she texted me. And so then I thought, okay, I'll get close to her house and I'll just go to the gas station and get myself something to drink or something. And, that'll chew up like, 15 minutes. And nope, I had to have car issues. Brand new car, have to have car issues. And it ate up exactly the 15 minutes that I was, and then I got there right. Not a minute before, I got there right on time. I'm like, oh my God, this pattern always happens. It's like I have to follow everybody's instructions to the T. Arg. And this is where you self-sabotage. This is where you set up a program inside of you. And then, like I want to lose weight. I want to get healthier. And then all of a sudden I'm thinking to myself, oh, if I do this right, then I could lose this amount. And then somebody says to me, well, they didn't really believe that could be possible. And of course, I took the internal in, and I believe, without knowing it, it's the program, the triggers. And I've been sabotaging myself. And I'm like, really? And I'm watching myself do this. It's like, well, I have no control. Now, I know it affects the gallbladder meridian on me, maybe not on your meridians, but mine. I've always had issues with my gallbladder meridian. And it's like, and I know that this is also has to do with my life color. Eventually, you guys will learn about life color as well. Okay. And when it's time for you to move forward, you're going to be challenged. And this is where you have issues. Okay. You're going to have issues and you're going to say, oh, it's because of this. It's because of that. But what you're doing is you're blaming. Now you have to start using discernment and judgment. Okay. Judgment is the ego's way. Discernment is a form of judgment, but you're looking at it from a different point of view that allows you to remove that harsh line of blame. You can feel the difference because discernment is you're making a better choice for you. And in spirituality, it's about that journey for you. And when you begin to move in that direction, so everybody will call or write or ask and they have issues. But I want you to first notice how you are emotionally reacting. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with reacting. That's how we function. So don't take it as a judgment. How am I reacting? Do I roll my eyes and, okay, those are emotions. This is how you chose to cope, handle, deal with this particular thing at that moment. Okay. And because of that moment, it worked. So now that happened is like maybe a 2-year-old. So your 2-year-old wrote the program of how you are as an adult now. Okay, you got this so far? So, you know, you now you're like, okay, I got this issue with so-and-so, and I'm going to tell you it's going to be a trapped emotion that's vibrating to make your thoughts the way they are. Now, if you were to take and dismantle those emotions, dissolve them out, your thoughts would be completely healthier and stronger. Okay, because you're no longer over attached with that matter. That ego says, oh my God, it's real. Some people have such a habit of feeling that or behaving that way that it's just a natural thing to do. Okay. And you can actually change that as well. Now, when you come across people that you love that are asleep, okay, it doesn't mean you have to judge them. It just means that as you begin to wake up, you get all excited, you want to share this with them, and they're like poo-pooing on your idea. You're crazy. And some of them may even say mean things and make you to not go into that spirituality. But it's between you and your soul. You were born into this body, not into theirs. You were born into your experiences, not into theirs. And so just because you want to save them, understand that's a judgment. Okay. You know it worked for you. They will never have the same experience as you did. So all you're going to do is live your life, be that mantra, walk your talk sacred and walk sacred. And then when somebody comes to you and they cry every single day, say, you know what? I have this answer. And you give it to them. They will poo-poo on it and they want to go back to old habit. It's because they're a program. Okay, you're waking up from yours. So you're going to then say, okay, every time they come to you and say, did you try that out? This is how you do it. Oh my God, the pain is so strong. I know. And but not if it's horrific. You got to be patient, because if somebody just lost somebody, you're going to have to allow them to have that time. But some people, they're just programs and they're stuck in that program. And your job is not to sit there and constantly be such a good friend where they are a vampire and they drain you. They don't know they maybe some do, but some don't. And you have to begin to understand an energy vampire is somebody that needs to talk about their issues, needs to communicate, needs to get that pumped up every day, and the thing is that it can get very tiring because, you are busy, and they come in and they don't understand why you can't drop everything for them. It's not all energy vampires this way. I'm just explaining one particular thing. And the thing is as you begin to wake up, you're like, I don't want to do this. And you don't want to show up the same way, but you don't want to be a rude person. So all you go is you say, okay, you look at this person and you go, I love you. Like my friend, she kept telling me every single day. And I says, I love you very much. And I noticed that spirit, and I'm not going to change my language for this person, which I did before. I said, I am a spiritual person. So spirit has told me that I have been doing you injustice by not giving to you this, what I've been doing so that I can have my sanity, my happiness, and my joy. And then I gave it to her. And she, oh, thank you. Oh, yeah, thank you. And then I didn't hear from her for a year. Did it hurt? No, because I'd already gone on my path, but it was to each its own, and when she'd come around, she thought, oh, she came and visited, and then she started doing her thing. I said, oh, I'm so glad you're here. Let's do EFT together. I mean, she would dominate every conversation. I never really got to speak, and I don't even know how we really became friends. I don't know if I ever had a voice in the whole thing. I just know that I love to help and to give, and and that's good. But you have to have healthy boundaries, and it's so important to create those healthy boundaries. And if you don't create the healthy boundaries, then you're the one that's going to get drained. You're the one that's going to get really lost, because they are stuck in this program, and I don't think they're going to get any more lost than they already are. You're beginning to wake up, and you're starting to then doubt yourself, lose connections, and struggle in a different way. Now, I'm not disregarding those. Those that are asleep. I was asleep, and I had the hell and the insanity and the emotions were drowning. It's why I got into spirituality even more so than I was. And it's so important to wake up and, and realize that you can't live their lives. Your identity does matter. And, when you take on their identity, because you have to constantly save them from their trauma, which shows up every single day, which shows up every single day, which shows up every single day. And you're like, wait a minute. To prove it to myself, I would mark. Who talked to me, what was their trauma? Who talked to me, what was their trauma? I was so shocked that their trauma never changed. Their emotional reaction was almost identical every single day. Some of the storylines changed, but if you look at it, it was the same storyline, just told in different versions. I said, oh my God. And that to me was insanity. It just won't stop. And I said, oh, fudge. And I said, what do I do? And then that's when spirit said, well, you got to connect with that higher self. You need to connect with that heart, and you're going to need to connect with that gut, and you need to connect with your consciousness that sits in this body. Well, your spirit's not in the body. The body's in the spirit. But it's just, we're so complicated. But little by little, you can break this down. Okay? Little by little, you can break it down, and you can get your sanity back. And if you're chasing anything, the underlining end result you want is happiness. So I always tell people, I don't care if you're chasing money, you keep asking, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? It goes down to happiness and love. You can have that. And you can put that in your GPS first. And then you say, this is important to me. And every day you are asked by spirit do you still want your goal? Yes. This is important to me. What can I do today to get happiness? Not what can I do to make sure everybody else has happiness and I'm put last. Change that program. There's a lot you can do. And a lot of it is controlling those emotions by using tools that calm them down, resolve them out, let the memory be a memory, and you get your thoughts back. You get to be more connected with the 3 part of you. Okay, so what I noticed is that we have some paid reading. Thank you, Spirit, for communicating with us. And before we go into the paid reading, I wanted to ask Spirit, what do you want people to do today to get to their goals? What's important to them? You want this little one here. First of all, most of you need to learn how to look for signs. Okay? And I think we talked about that part last Tuesday in the program about looking at signs. The more that you get to become a spiritual human, the more you get to look at signs on a deeper level. And that's what I'm hoping to teach someday too. When you have to understand that if you want something in the near future, you have to make it now. You have to say, okay, this is what I ordered, my receipt, and my tracking number says this is what's coming. And so what do I need to do to prepare for it? What do I need to, oh yeah, I already know it's here. I need, it's like gratitude. Gratitude, difference between thank you and gratitude is thank you is that you know something's coming. Gratitude is you've already learned how to receive. So you're grateful for the opportunity to see signs, and you're thankful that you see the signs. And so when they happen, you're like, oh, all right, I'm thankful. Look at that. It's gratitude. And you learn to live into your moment. You don't know what the signs are, but let me tell you, when the signs come, you'll know. The Spirit will say, that's a sign. And you just have to begin to trust that part of yourself. Okay? So the first paid reading goes to Sonia Biz. All right. As soon as she pops up, there you are. Okay. So what would you like to talk about? Did you want to call? Did you want me to just do the reading like this? Do you want me to do a cold reading, or did you want me to talk about something very specific, dear? Okay. So wait a second for that. Ooh, I love heart tickles. That's awesome. Synchronicities and lights. Please, when you read me, you should... Yeah. Okay, so I'll have to get into that. Okay, so timer. Yeah, good point. Thank you. You have very much beautiful elements of the earth, and looking at the beauty of communication with those frequencies, like with gnomes and fairies and things like this, I would say definitely look it up and read what some of these people have discovered and learned. And there is this small world that keeps this bigger world alive as well. In this case, when it comes to resonating with energies, oh, really? Because all of a sudden I just got you actually a gnome? They watch you. They are part of that friendly part of you that in another past life you have had that connection. And one of the things they said is that you're very strong, but there's this awkward energy. And what they're showing me is that you've put up with a lot of, okay, so you're trying to be serious and do your thing, and then you have all of this playful energy. Okay. And what happens is that you don't want to lose your cool. But it's very awkward because you're waking up, you want to say, shut the fuck up and leave me alone. But at the same time, why do you want to do that? Because you love this and you love that person, but it's the stuff that you've tolerated for so long. But as the old you, the new you that's been emerged for quite a long time now, has not learned to let go of that attraction thing. So as I look, what is your husband, a gnome? I wouldn't be surprised. Knowing that it's love, you know that humor and joy is very important, but at the same time, where does it fit? Where does it fit? Okay, when you need to be serious, you got to talk on the phone, you got to get something done. And it's the transition. So they're saying what attracts that in so that you can't do what you need to do is that there is the questioning of what about me? So at 2 years old, I don't know if you had a lot of chaos going on, but there was something about you had to shut down. And so the gnomes in your life right now are reminders. So remember, you were a child once. That means that you were in that field, that energy field, for a long time. They love to do little things. I mean, funny, humorous, little things. Does that make sense to you? Because they said that at 2 years old, okay, so you're talking about negative. What happened at 2 years old? You took the blame for something. You literally took the blame for something. Well, you didn't know you took the blame. How do I put this? Something happened and somehow it was a feeling that you understood. So you were an empath and you picked up. So literally, did you take that? No. So you were around somebody that took the blame. You felt it, that imprint, that signature, and then this is who you are. This is what you thought it was. You thought you were the one to blame. And wow, what, was there an accident? Are you talking about then? No, go forward. What particular age are you talking about? Now you're talking about something that happened at 24. So there are little things that are happening that you did do that you should be officially saying you took the blame for, but all of that other stuff, you're not supposed to. So you need to unlearn. You have to stop taking the blame for everything. Does that make sense? Now, there's going to be a sense of panic because whatever you observed as this young girl, there was a demoralizing going on. So let's say you were watching the event out here, okay? And there's a sense of demoralizing going on, and you're watching the type of fighting. And I can tell you right now, you did not want to see it because you're going like this. You're like, oh, because you could feel it, you knew it, and you're like, no. And you knew in a way, and I see this overpowering energy happening to this person that took the blame, and you were connected to the one that was, I guess, if you want to say victim, but you were picking that up. Because you don't want to repeat. See, now there it is. It's not just learning that reaction, but you don't want that reaction of what is that reaction that she doesn't want the most? She doesn't want that lofty energy coming at her. She doesn't want to be lofty. So there's a part of you that don't want to be, shut up. I'm trying to take something serious. You don't want to put that effort into that. But you also don't want that effort thrown back at you in a negative fashion. So in a way, you're stuck into this worry and limbo, and the body has no energy left. Well, you do now. You have a lot more energy left. But back then, it was because you took on that persona of that victim, and physically, you as a child could not do anything about it. What made you survive those moments as you took them on was these gnomes. Your little playful energy. Now, I don't know, I see a pixie dust. So I'm assuming there has to be a pixie around somewhere. But I think you were connected to these earth, these elements, this playful land that were your friends. And as you began to get older, that part shut down to some degree. Because if I look, I can actually see a village. There's actually a setup inside your house. I don't. Looks like really, to them it's like a piano, but it looks like it's something against the wall. It's something wooden. I don't know what it is. I can't define it, but it's like these energies that vibrate on this level, not the one that you can see with, but the one that you vibrationally saw as a kid. that still exists. They've been with you since you were little. Do you understand? They have been with you since you were little. They've helped you through all of this. And the only way that you could survive what was going on is to have your gnome husband. So sorry. I guess keep it light, but now that you're an adult, sometimes it just can drive you freaking nuts, because it's not that you're over it. It's just that you've grown. You're not that same person, but the programs of feeling, with him, he's safe. With him, he's safe. It's like, you don't have to worry that he's going to demoralize you or do any of this. And he lets you do and say shit to him, and he just laughs it off. But this is the communication and the banter you guys have. But in a way, he is your little gnome. I don't just want to laugh, but is it an altar? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Over in that area. Yes, that's exactly right. But anyways, like when you're communicating with yourself, allow yourself to just tune into the frequency, and you should be able to see, like, if I tell you to think of a tree, and if I say, okay, don't think of a blue tree, you know what a willow looks like, but how about oak? Your brain has pictures. If you tune into a certain frequency, there's a part of you that can start playing with that imagination and allow yourself to know what a gnome looks like, how they're playing, and what they're doing. You can actually begin to do that. Now, some people will think you're crazy, but we kind of all know. We kind of all know how we do it to some degree. And I know that you've seen sparkles, as if you saw, it reminds me of a lightning bug. But what it is that these, you don't just have gnomes. Again, I just saw a fairy. You got a whole world out there. I mean, you got to, if I look around, good, your house is, because they know that you can't really, they've all moved in there because they want to be with you. And I don't know if you have the lack of plants or what. They says we do more plants and some more creativity. I mean, because one of them just showed me, hey, how about a planter shelf, and so that we have shelves that are different things and pots. But anyways, I don't know why so I think they want more play and decorations. Come play with us as a way of saying, allow yourself to be in that joy state, because when you do, there's a part of you that can start communicating through the heart. And you connect with that inner child part of you that was shut down, and that you can actually begin to use, probably build up your spirituality. Yeah, that too. Your abilities. Yeah. Now, sometimes you may feel like you have a feather tickling on your toes or your feet. Well, that's because it's them. Oh, good. Yes, so you do know. So when you look, there's that, you're going to get really good at this, because I know you will. You have that ability anyway. But you're going to connect with this, okay? Oh, yeah, your heart is pure. It definitely is. And it was such a great pleasure to work with you the other day. Okay, thank you very much for honoring me, and I hope that I've honored you. I'm just going to double check to make sure that no one else has paid. Okay, good. Now, just to let you know, some people up there, you can have $7 for 6 minutes or $11 for 11 minutes. Now, I'm going to open up this window of opportunity, and this opportunity is if you call me through Facebook Messenger, the first person that gets a $5 with an issue. You just can't say, I want to talk to the dead. With an issue. And it's so funny how people say, well, I don't have any issues, but yet you can tell everybody about your issues in 2 seconds. And the thing is like, for instance, why is this shit happening to me? Why? I don't get it. I see this pattern, but I don't get it. Or so-and-so's cheating on me or whatever. Why is that happening? And I can tell you the programs or the emotions. Now you gotta understand, I'm not here just to tell you certain things. I'm here to tell you the thing is that if you work on healing those emotions, and you work on waking up to see life differently, you're going to be able to spiritually grow fast. Okay. Yes, Amy, you do count. I mean, you probably know how to do it so much better than other people, but you do count. Thank you, Mary. Or Sonia, how do you, however you want to go by. I should make sure that the iPad's on. Very good. In just a few moments after, we'll see what happens if nobody else has called for reading. And any of you, I just put up 2 videos about Celtic weave and connecting heaven and earth. And those can be found on Facebook, on my YouTube. But also you can find it on, and it's written up there, to my webpage that shows all of the free healing tools. You have to look under healings and then healing tools, and then you'll see a whole drop down list that's all free tools. Yes, Danny. But anyway, so like I said, if nobody calls in the next few minutes, then we'll just move on from there. You have spiritual questions and anything like this. It's so important to begin to know the difference. Do you have questions? And part of spirituality of waking up, you can say, oh, I want to learn how to use a pendulum, or I want to learn how to do tarot, or I want to learn how to listen to spirits more. But spirituality, when you really take that next step, there's a party that needs to wake up and see how you're doing things, what type of program you're doing. Okay. Oh, we do have the call. Hi, dear. Let me see if the volume's up. Okay, so go ahead and speak and see if everybody can hear you.
Hi.
Hi. So let's see. What issue do you have going on?
Well, I pretty much lost my best friend today.
Oh. And what happened?
Well, she unfriended me because of my beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
She she said, well, you still have my number in case you want to talk. I'm like, you unfriended me. Why the hell would I want to talk to you?
Okay, so what's changed? What caused this to change? When you look at it, it is you're developing in who you are. Okay. Mm-hmm. And you tapped into a program where she's still a program. It's about her worry. Now, I'm going to ask Spirit, so why did this happen? And they're saying that you're addressing an arrested development. So this, you 2 souls came together and you said this is what you wanted to address. And I said, okay, so what is it? And it's about your self-consciousness. It's about your self-conscious of reaction. Okay. So now you're going to be looking at your ego on a deeper level, which means this has happened. Your reaction is, oh, I'm hurt. But are you hurt? On an ego level, yeah. But on a spiritual level, there's a part of you that's learning how to respect the fact that this is herself. This is her worry. This is her stuff. This is her issues. And there's many reasons. But when we're ego, what did I do wrong? Why is this happening? Hell's going to break loose because, oh my God, there's loss. But spiritually, you're waking up. And they said that you're arrested development. So the development has to do with how you were attached. So at 3 years old, you were attached to how somebody rejected you. Okay. Oh, you're moving up from birth. And it affected it affected your heart, not the physical heart, but your heart meridian. And in the heart meridian, this is where we come up with inappropriate laughing, or we talking too much. It is, we just don't know how to shake out of what just happened. In this case, they say you're shaking out from when you were the fear of judgment. Okay. So you were this young girl that had the fear of judgment. So you were judged for something that you've done. And it wasn't something bad, but to them, it was because they didn't fit their schedule. Okay? It wasn't.
Okay.
Most of the time, people will get pissed at you because I have to be done at a certain time. You're interfering with my life pattern. How dare you? And then, they'll judge you. Oh, it's because you made this decision. You talked at the wrong time. You just don't know when to shut up, or you don't know when to communicate. You always pick the wrong time. Do you understand these little things?
Mm-hmm.
But it is directed as blame because you disrupted their world. This is when you were little. Okay. So you developed this part of you that the fear of judgment. So yeah, it's okay to feel like you've lost your best friend. And they said that because of this, you're going to go into the pattern that you can't figure it out. But you knowing as you're waking up more in your spiritual mindset, you're knowing more that, yes, there is an answer. But my old way is, what the hell just happened? I can't figure it out. Your body will just shoot those words out. And then spiritually, you're going, but yeah, I do. Wow, that's a deep program, and you get to hear how your body's consciousness is constantly saying to you, what the hell? What did I do wrong? Oh, then it's got to justify. It's got to go into self-justification. It's got to turn around and save your ass. So you got to get upset, what had happened. And these are all very perfectly normal things. So they're saying that your the triple bomber is going off in you, which creates an insecurity. So it's like, oh my God, what just happened? Or what did I do wrong? It's like emergency. I need to know the answer. So I would say do R3S because it's hitting the insecurity level because you're not sure how you can survive this. And then you need to go to R2D because there was a part of you that had developed a relationship where you expected her to be there for you. Okay. And so that you guys were bonded. But because that expectation, it's a shock. Wait, what? Because normally we used to talk to each other. We could say whatever we wanted to say to each other. Just because I'm growing and thinking differently, it's not allowed. I mean, you really can go right into a major self-justification. But make sure you hold R2D, and it is you're not allowed to be happy. It's like, where did my happy-go-lucky self go?
Okay.
And there's a part of you that's wrestling with, should I go back to my old way so that I can have my friend back? And Spirit says, what are you doing? You worked this hard. So you're going to do conflict and you're going to wrestle with yourself. But you know that you can heal this. You don't have to really wrestle. So thank you very much for calling in. And that was very good. I'm glad that people were able to enjoy and to learn. So we'll talk to you later, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, dear. All right. Bye. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. So I'm going to double check, and it says I have money. Let me see what this is. Oh, wrong person. Try it again. A Jasmine Stenner. Jasmine Stenner. I need a. I'm not sure who that is. Oh, duh. Of course it is. It's Jazzy Lee. Oh, no, there's that snorting again. Okay, so she's paid for a 11-minute. That's wonderful. Now, did you want to call or did you want me to do this like I normally do, like this? Which way would you like it, Jazz? Okay. And what's the topic you would like to talk about, dear? Or I can just let Spirit communicate. So we'll wait for a second to see what if she wants to call or if she wants to talk to me there. We'll see, because there's such a delay. Do you want? Hold on, Melanie Long. No, I did not. Let me double check. No. Okay, make sure you get that correct, because sometimes people don't. Let me see if I can get this. This is the PayPal right here. And understand that there is a dot in between. Sometimes people forget there's a dot. So no, it didn't come through, sweetheart. So you let me know. Spirit communication. Let spirit communicate. Okay, business. Okay. Let me just give it a second. Well, recheck your PayPal, Melanie, because it didn't come through. Okay, so ready and oops. It's been a while. It's been a while. What? Who said that? It's been a while. You want me to grab a deck? Yes. This one? Yes. It's been a while. It's been a while since apparently you've talked to this person. It's been a while. I feel like it's a older grandma, so you may have met her when you're like a baby or something. It's been a while. And well, what message do you have for the bar as far as the business goes? Okay, so she says the near future. What? Getting connect with that energy of the angels, okay? Because it says that to take this next adventure, apparently you're connecting with the heart, but you're not connecting with the emotions. And at the same time, you're trying to not get harmed. And so I'm going to tell you to do theta healing. Not the healing, but go to theta healing. Go to that. And what you're going to do is you're going to learn about the planes. You can type in theta healing, 7 planes of existence. Okay. Yeah, I want you to go to the 7th plane, learn how to create what you want through the creator. And then I want you to, as your energy is coming to pass of that, you need to call in and ask for help with the angels. The Centurion angels are awesome because they will actually keep these energies of people away from you when you're in the develop mode. And you have an external, I wish I would have wrote it down, an external guidance. It's an external motivator. And which means that as you, well, which one is it? Your emotional and external is a 10, which means the emotions affect you. External emotions affect you big time. Now, how about your internal? That's low. Spiritual inside, that's strong. Mental inside, it's half because it gets affected by the emotion. And how about physical? That's 6. So your motivation, you're getting a business going and you're doing all this. Emotions from the outside will begin to affect you big time and change the way you think so that it changes the way that you influence your business. I would definitely tell you to use the 2 healing tools, the Celtic Weave, the hookup, and the Connecting Heaven and Earth. And you can find those on my webpage up there. But then those will push off, you'll build up your aura, but you'll push off other people's energies. Now, how you, I'm not sure how, let me look at this. So why is it that you're creating the external emotions to affect you the most? And they said that it's awkward. What age? So at 5 years old, did something distract you or did you emotionally, here we go. So at 5 years old, you could feel, so that had to be kinesthetic, empath, just pure empath. Okay. Listening, which way did you take it in at? So it is, through the personality. What kind of personality are you referring to? Okay. So as you are being strong, doing your thing, okay, you're kind of like under stress, you can handle it and you can do certain things. And you're really good at it, except for you kind of get persuaded if somebody is like, let's say you're about ready to do it and they're emotionally like, oh no, don't do that. Even if they've never spoke, but it's their opinion, it still affects you and you take it on as your own. Okay. And so the external motivator affects you. And so we want to change that. Is it just from other people's energies? Yes and no. The main one is it's a habit now, but go back further. Okay. So the emotional connection, and if you, hopefully you remember hope therapy that we did, the emotional connection that would cause you to look outside yourself or your emotional motivation. We want to do it internal, not outside. Is that lofty energy of people. Okay, so you guys are side by side, ha 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 ha, and all of a sudden, let's say they get pissed. Okay, so then they have like this energy that they want to correct it, they want it to go their way. They're throwing their weight around or lofty over it, lord it over you, but somehow it redirects you, and you're like, oh, well, you can feel this. So let's say you're about ready to do this thing. Somebody comes along and says, hey, you probably shouldn't do that. We should do it this way. And it seems like everybody has these wonderful ideas. It's like telling people how to raise kids and they don't have any kids of their own. There's a part of them that just don't get the connection because they're not inside that experience. So you're having an experience of doing your thing. Okay. Let's see here. Is that an age? No, what? One. Oh, yes. So if you wanted to heal that, I would definitely say write down R2S, right wrist, second position, soft. R2S, and think of loftiness, because that is invading. So loftiness invading. Other people's energy is invading. And they said that this is when you can feel, it's a really strange feeling. It's like the location inside your body. I think you'll know exactly where it's at. But that energy will turn around, and you can feel their hysteria, their anxiety. If you do, it's like you're about ready to put your hand on the panic button or on this button, and this person over here panics, and you kind of hesitate. You don't realize you're doing it, but there's a vibration that goes inside somewhere, like over in this liver area. It's really weird because it feels like the cells and not any organs, and it literally becomes this trigger that affects you. And when that goes off, then all of a sudden you just trust yourself, and you've taught yourself to believe that it's, I shouldn't do that. But it just means that it blocks you from doing what you meant to do. So I shouldn't do that. And it becomes a program. Now, the other one, you seem to have a lot of people that like to make you feel like shit. I mean, you're pretty good at not picking it up. But if you really stopped and said, whoa, the way that they speak, really, if you were to look at it, and I'm not trying to get you to be upset with these people, I'm trying to get you to understand is that energy, it's like, if you can't do it, if I can't do it, you can't do it. But it's this energy, and you're like, yeah, you are trying to persuade me in some form or make me feel like shit because I made a decision or because I wanted something. And then you definitely hold L3S, okay? That's left wrist, third position, soft. L3S for that one. A lot of shame and guilt. It's the way that they speak. And these are just the way they speak. I mean, having a conversation. Oh, that wasn't the smartest thing to do. You could have done it better. You could, maybe that wasn't, but it's their way of talking. And you got to wake up to it and just say, that's them, this is me. And I see what they're doing. They're trying to persuade me to do what? And you can begin to see where they're trying to persuade. And it's not that they're being evil. It's just, this is how they communicated. This is how they learned. And you're like, but I don't have to follow that to get to here. And do I really want to go there? It may be a good idea. No, that's not a good idea. It's what they want. And if I apply that, then it usually doesn't work. Now, some people will talk and they will give you a great experience. Always consider the source. And there's a part of you that goes, I know what it felt like to be controlled before. And you can wake up and say, no, thank you. I don't need to be controlled. And this is the many different forms of being controlled. There's some that are major, some that are minor, but you don't have to. Okay. Someone on the other side has been trying to communicate with you. Yes, they have. It's affecting the right and wrong. And they're saying that the right way of doing things is not necessarily true anymore. And you are beginning to wake up and realize that there are groups of people that do this type of right way, this type of right way. And you're over here going, that used to work. I'm not supposed to do that anymore. Because now I want you to do is just call in spirit and say, thank you for showing me how to do my business. Okay. So none of these people are really meant to influence you too much to do it the way that you're meant to. So you're going to say, thank you for showing me. All of a sudden you'll see something on the internet that will grab your attention. You're like, this will support my business, and my business is important to me. So therefore I'm going to find, look, that, yeah, that. Yeah. Oh, and then great ideas are going to start coming down, because then you're going to connect with that creator of all that is energy. And then you're going to be able to start creating healthier and stronger for your business, instead of relying on the outside to give you a yes and no. Does that make any sense? Okay, hopefully it does. Business-wise, you're supposed to go for it. I know it feels like you're being stuck, but you got to remember it's these people's energies that are causing it, because you had that connection that allowed that. Whatever you just thought, the word is no. Don't do what they say. So these are the people that says, don't do as I do, or do as I say, not as I do. Oh, okay. So just realign up, ask for better people. That's what that person meant. Gotcha. So if you went on PayPal, you can cancel it. You do understand that if you had, I don't know exactly what's going on, but if you went to PayPal and you didn't use that link, and you went to PayPal, signed in, you can still cancel it. You don't go into loss. You can fix this. I have nothing on my end. I mean, if you're looking for me to honor it, I don't even have any proof that you've done this except for what you said. Now, I'm going to double check to make sure to see if it comes through. I'm going to go look at PayPal itself directly. So please, people, bear with me. This is not what I like to do while I'm doing a live show. Okay. That's why the link was placed there, so that, but some people have canceled it, and then some people have re-went through the link. And I'm at and it doesn't show any, it just shows with the one person I just read, Jasmine, and then Sonia. But I don't see any other activity. I don't even see anything pending. So the last time somebody told me that was because they had to communicate with the two things. One, they either talk to their bank to get the money. So this may be the first time you've ever communicated with PayPal. And so once PayPal does that short little link, they'll put like in 10 cents or 11 cents or a penny, and then you just confirm it, and then it all works out. One person had problems with their bank account. I don't know what it was, but then they communicated their bank and they got it changed, and I cannot find my screen to find you guys. There you are. So the link's not working for you, which it doesn't make any sense. Okay, okay. Let me just recheck this again. My link. Okay, I'm going to give you another link. Just do this one. This one will definitely work. Okay. So let me take that off. So, oops. Let me unpin that. And let me repin. No, that's not the pin I want. Unpin. Dang it. Pin comment. That link will work. Try that one. That one should work. Not a problem. Okay. Oh, just learned a whole new feature. Isn't that awesome? There, that should work. Please don't. Okay. Good, it didn't end my video. All right. Hopefully we solved that. Now, I hope you guys are learning from each of these readings, and those that get the reading, they've been with me to know that it works for them. They may not get the information right away, and then all of a sudden, bam, it makes sense, or it makes sense anyway. And we'll give Melanie a few more seconds to figure this out. And then we will go into the minute free reads. Now, again, I don't know whether or not I'm praying that I can give you a card, because you hit liked and you shared. Shared in groups, that's way better for me. And I totally appreciate that. And that's why Spirit wants to give back. And it because we're doing it as much as organically as we can. Now, like I said, I watched all weekend of how Facebook was messing with me. And as soon as I would post something, they'd say that was illegal. I tried to send something to somebody, they said it was illegal. And somebody told me that some people are abusing this feature, and then they're trying to take it away from everybody now. All I can tell you is if you're friends with me on my personal page and you've hit like and we're friends already, then I can give you a card. Now, some people, they don't want to open that up, and so I will have to they don't want to be friends. Then I can see message or not at all. Sometimes I can't give a card, and sometimes I go to give a card and says, well, you're not friends with them, so you can't do this. And it's like, so if I honor my word, but if you really want to get a card, you learn to become friends with me, and I will give you a card when you've done the things that Spirit requests. Now, on your birthday, if I remember your name, Spirit then gives you a card. If that makes any sense. Okay. And as I'm checking in, I see nothing. Somebody wants toast or is having toast. I smell toast. Okay, whoever's eating, I'm hungry. Just let you know. All right, over here, I'm going to double check on this. All right, so what we're going to do, again, I did not hear back. Let's see if it worked. Oh, thank you. Yes, tomorrow is my birthday, and I'm going to do a show, and we'll see what kind of birthday information comes through for all of you. It'll be 52. But by doing the spiritual work, I feel like I'm getting younger, feeling, looking, and being. I feel good, and it's just going to, I don't know, I feel good. And so some of you have sent me presents. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Spirit blesses you back, and so I love that. So, Steve, are you going to send me a new bike or a pony? Well, Jay-Z, no matter what, just rewatch the video. It's all there. And I gave you healing tools, darling. And remember, if you can't seem to find it on Facebook, YouTube has it. Okay? Yeah. Going back to age of 25, there's no way I'd want to go back to that age. I had a lot of hell. Thank you. Just going to be on doing the show. My husband's got to work, so it'll be normal routine. He took me out to have I love Mexican food. And so he took me out and we had my Mexican meal, and it was good. Oh, God, it was so good. Stuffed afterwards, really pulley as you're trying to come home. But okay, so we're going to begin. So what we're going to do is you say just hashtag MWB for me space yes please. Okay, or you can yes please. If you want to talk about something very specific, you need to say like boyfriend or spirits or health, or don't give me too long, because it's spirit that sees, and that communication process is not always easy to get through. I've trained myself in such an interesting way. So Dawn, okay, so Dawn Hortz will go first. Okay. Clearest sentencing. So have you been able to pick up objects and sense something? They said the biggest thing you can do is just allow yourself to pick up things, and you don't sit there and focus in your head. Allow you to hold yourself, and then you're giving the ego something to do. And as you're giving the ego something to do, just allow yourself to watch TV or something, and that's how you're going to begin your process. And bam, you're going to start getting images. And, so don't expect to pick it up and go, oh, yeah. No, it's like picking up. I'm not going to ask you to deadlift 500 pounds until you learn how to deadlift, 50 pounds or 100 pounds. You know what I mean? So it's building that muscle. And they said, just keep, you're picking up the object of whatever it is, hold it. And then your intention is that you're going to, read this object. And then you then focus on, like, your ego's busy and you focus like watching TV or whatever. And then because your brain will drop into that state that it needs to be into, that brain wave will pick up. And the next thing, you'll have an energy shift. You might have energy shifts like I get, but then all of a sudden you'll get those pictures on a knowing level. And you're like, oh, because it's not your normal thinking, and you'll begin to become aware of that. Okay. On help. Yes. Help. I don't know what kind of help you need, except for the fact is they're saying that you have to learn this distrust within yourself, because your eyeballs looking on the outside. And I can't just trust. I can't trust. I don't know how to do this. They're saying there's a party that needs to go inside and just kind of tune out the rest of the world and say, okay, what is right for me? What is right for me? What is right for me? What's important to me? What is important to me? And the thing is that there's too much going on out here. And the importance of you is if you just to say, I love you to somebody, or you just to say that you need to do a drawing. You got to go in here and you begin to develop this trust. And it's learning to tune out the people. Now, you may have to do the Celtic weave and connecting heaven and earth to push that energy out, but you've got to start to go inside and build that rapport with you, because your inner world creates your outer world, and your outer world right now causes you to feel like you don't understand, why does this hell have to happen? And Spirit says, well, it's lined up and we can stop this. Okay, it can be stopped. And that was Nicole Bangs. If I didn't say your name, I'm so sorry. I can't. But anyway. Oh, thank you very much, Jay-Z. Susan Bowles. Yes, anything, please. Okay, Susan Bowles. What? So energetically, you're attracting in people that are incompatible with your belief system. And is it because now you're changing? Yes. Okay. So these people are just normal people. You're like, but you're changing, meaning the vibrationally, you're not going to be matching. You're going to start seeing the difference. And they said that you just need to unhook. What I tell people to do is you unhook, and you put a golden white light cord out and extend it out to them and ask them if they accept this. And if they do, that's great. Then you can have a different relationship. You're going to take who you are through the golden white light, and you're going to say, I extend it out to like-minded people that are about my growth. And so you're deliberately using an intention, and Spirit will hear you go, okay, yes, got it. And so those that say no to, that means you have to heal some of those hells that you have with them. Otherwise, they keep repeating themselves over and over and over. Well, you almost got it right. Michelle Bromley, it's MWB for me, but I'll accept it. Shoo away, shoo. They're saying there's a part of you that feels like there's something annoying and you keep shooing it away. There's a message in that. They said that your habit is you're used to shooing things away, and the opportunities that are coming, you can't see them because you're throwing the baby out with the bathwater. It's like you're seeing this dirty stuff and you don't realize there's a baby in it. You're like, the opportunities, you're shooing it. This habit really needs to stop. Because the shooing part is about what? Is that sometimes you don't want to be attacked. So it's misunderstanding what feeling attacked means. Because if you have been attacked, you know that feeling. But if you apply it to all receiving energy, then you're going to see everything as feeling attacked. Literally need to heal and resolve feeling attacked. Then you have to get back into learning that you're receiving. Okay, you cannot give and receive, and you got to do both. You have to do both. You just can't give because karma will be created. You can't just receive because karma will be created, and you're going to be out of balance. But again, heal the feeling that you're being attacked. And it says it's just been a habit. You were attacked when you were like 3 years old, and that feeling has changed the way that you receive and send. And you're like, oh, you make excuses and reasonings, but there's deep down, it's because you're like, oh my God, I know what it's like to feel attacked. Nancy Beeler. What's going on with the daughter? She is very, very, very self-conscious about something. Because of that self-consciousness, it causes her to do self-justification. And then her body shows a restriction. As they're showing me, I see this jagged line. And is that a meridian? No, this is like if she had lightning strike her, and it went right through. So there has been. Is it like similar to no? Okay, so it is there. Does it disrupt what? The hormones? That needs to be cleared out. Okay, I can't do it right now. So the thing is that it would be. No, they do damaged code. The only thing I can tell you is Wayne Cook and hookup, because then it'll start to repair, but it won't make it go away. Okay, the emotion that is in there is oh my God. So she had an oh my God experience that's literally caused this rift inside. And I would then tell you to do like set up an appointment with me, and then we would work on helping her deal with that oh my God and start pulling out that rift so that her body can start repairing. Because right now it just keeps thinking it's real, it just happened, that's what it's doing, which causes a disrupt in the hormones and other stuff as well. Okay, Angela Allen, one of the spirits on the other side, as I asked them to come forward, it feels like a male because it was like Jake, Jim, something. But the point is, his names aren't good for me because I'm not very good with it. But they said that they're watching you be afraid of something. They're saying, don't be afraid. Is there one or two? Two. Oh, there actually is two people there. Oh, okay. My death was painless. Please don't worry or hold on to guilt. Now, here's the thing. They said it's not about them. They said that there's a particular pattern. You hold on to this guilt and you blame yourself. So it doesn't even have to be about a death of a human. It has to be a death of change. There's something, you have a particular pattern that you do. And they said, maybe you don't realize it. Oh, she does? All right. Well, you got it, but you're choosing to keep the pattern, and because it's just habit. Even though I choose shame and I take the blame and I just literally start to tap it out and get rid of it, because it's disrupting your ability to be who you are. We got a PayPal, so just give me a minute and we'll take care of that one in a second. Amy Patterson. Yes, please. Okay, so Amy Patterson. Why are you self-conscious, my dear? It says something about being very self-conscious, and these emotions are so quiet. You don't even know you're doing it. You're just looking out. Remember, it's the whole thing about self-conscious is if you've done something and you think people see you, or people are staring at you, or people in that particular thing. It is disapproval, and you've done it. Now, this is an old pattern. They said when you were little, you knew that were disappointed in you and disapproved of you, but you're like, I don't care. I'm going to do this. Now you're getting older and you can kind of see that you don't want to do certain things, but they can only see you in that old way. Okay. It is just, it's the old way of seeing you, because it's like you've grown, they can't see that. And that's kind of normal. But you if you take control of that awkward feeling, because you're transitioning, even though I'm awkward, and you start to transition that out, you're going to start catching yourself in your habits that makes them think that you're still doing it. You have to become aware when you're doing it. Okay, so I'm going to have to take this paid reading, and if I lose all of that, that's fine. I'll have to ask you again to say it, but let's see what we have. We have here is for $7, Melanie Long. And is there anything in particular, Melanie, that you wanted to talk about? And if so, then let's do this. Okay. Okay, so Melanie, it did come straight through, so that's good. What do you want to talk about, dear? Just allow that to happen. And while I'm waiting for her to do that, then what I'll do is I'll go over here and we're going to take Pilly real quick. And then after Pilly, then we will action. You have to take some form of action. You keep saying you want to do something, but you have a program that stops you from taking action. Literally, somebody has told you can't do that. And there's a party that believed them when they were younger, but now it just becomes a habit that you can't do that, and you're doing it. You get out of the way. I'm doing it, but it's been like a power of suggestion. It's saying that you can't do that, because that shoves that in that direction. You are attached deep down. Your body's attached, and so you can say, even though they tell me I can't do that, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. You can begin to tap that out, because you can see something they can't, and they will preach at you until you stop. But just heal that out, because you don't need that. Okay. Heal the panic too. Just general information, Melanie. Okay. All right, so Melanie said she wants general, and where are we going? She or somebody else? You, without realizing it, you go into, like, somebody will say something, and certain people have certain energies, and then all of a sudden it puts you in command mode. I have to. Oh, and you're getting up and doing what they want, and yet you're over here wanting to do what you wanted to do, and you're like, huh. So it's like an automatic response, but I swear they use different gestures or words, and it becomes this action, but it's like you're meant to obey broadcast messages. They're saying it's based on you having a hidden heart wall. Oh, okay. So 7A, this heart wall is of guilt. So you have to, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it to you. And if you receive it, if you want it, you just say connecting up the bandwidth. I'm receiving my healing. Don't know where my phone is. Hidden heart wall, only if you want to remove. So you go hidden heart wall guilt, hidden heart wall guilt, hidden heart wall guilt. And there's a little stringer of, I need to make somebody feel guilty. So this is the little person that is about reactions, called Twisted Revenge. Okay, so that's that reaction part. World consciousness. Are you controlled by this? Oh, it's like being stuck in the hype of it. Okay. Paranoia. The world is changing dramatically, and paranoia can set in because of other people are talking about it, and they're talking about the fears, and they're talking about this. It's going to throw you in such a way that you can't help it but be caught up into the paranoia. And it's the same thing as like when you get a command from somebody and you don't even know you're doing it. This is the same way. Now, I want you to learn how to separate yourself just a little bit and realize that this is happening in the world. What can I do, Spirit, to change this, to help resolve this? And then if you can't feel like you can do anything, then say, okay, show me signs that it's being resolved, the turnaround time. And then all of a sudden you'll be getting signs to know that Spirit has got this. Okay, then you can turn around and say, thank you, Spirit. I support you with my energy that this is resolved. Thank you. And you're grateful because you know how to receive. So your thank you therapy, this is all done. You know that you've got your tracking ticket, that it's coming, that this is going to get resolved. And then Spirit has got this because it's telling you that it's got this. So you're going to train yourself in these little ways. Other part would be if you start to begin to feel the paranoia, you can put your hand like this, or especially at the night when you're about ready to fall asleep. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You know, but you have to start training yourself to notice, are you overthinking? Are you running with it? Now, we will overthink when we take those emotions and we have a lot of fear and we can't control everything around us. And we may feel like other people are doing stuff to us. Remember, karma, the universe is just responding to your world. Oh, wow, everything just shifted. What the hell? The playing field just shifted on this whole situation. What do you want to know? Oh, the interaction and the environment will just change on you. Really? Well, what do you want her to know about that? Are you pointing to the word disgraced? They want you to look up the word disgraced, get the definition of disgraced, and then they want you to tap it out. They said apparently it's one of the things that is like a trigger. It's like a button, so bad shit can happen, okay? If that makes any sense to you, okay? And when this happens, you become very unclear about what you're supposed to do. Okay, I hear a lot of mixed signals. Is it dizzy ear? No. What do you want to know about it? Okay, so you have got to become aware. Don't get mad. You just become aware that people they got to get their things done in their world. They got to get things done in their world. And so then all of a sudden you see agendas. But then when people are putting you in their agenda to get you to do what they want, that's when you're going to say, no, you can have an agenda to do what you need to do, but you're not going to insert me to get it done unless you ask me. But I don't think you're getting asked. If that makes any sense. I just don't really think you've been asked, because there's this uncertainty. She's doing it now. There's this uncertainty about how you're supposed to do things. I mean, literally, I'm watching you do your thing, and all of a sudden it's like you're being magnetically pulled away from it, and you're over here doing things for this person, and you're like, you're not sure what just happened. Okay? It's oh, now I'm getting a splitting freaking headache. And they said that this has a lot to do with how your body will react to it. Is at this point, 3 up, elbow, back of hand, finger point, head, back of hand. And then what? Large intestine and those two. Okay, so there's something about you getting migraines. I want you to see the pinky, the ring finger, and you're going to go down, and you're going to feel the two bones come together, and right there. If you begin to rub that, okay, good 30 times. And then when these two fingers come together, you feel the bone right here, okay, where it comes together. You rub that a good 30 times. Do this on both hands, because somehow the energies are so that if you start to open those up, it should start to relieving it. And if it does, and if there's just like a little bit left, because then the point on the side. Okay, so this little bunion point on the side of your foot. Okay, that's the spleen point, source point. Okay, so you big toe. Remember, it's on the on the inside. big toe, then the bump, and right there at the bump, you can't miss it. Rub that whole area a good 30 seconds, because somehow we don't want you to get headaches, or if you have been getting headaches, the energy should start to balance out. Now, it's different for everybody else, but rubbing source points do help out tremendously. Somebody else paid, so let's look. Nancy B. Belair Designs, Nancy. So looking for Nancy. Well, Nancy, you're next. As we're waiting for Nancy to show up, you tell me what you would like to talk about. We're going to see if I'm going to go over to Patricia Hinson for a quick 1 minute. Patricia Hinson, you can't seem to break free from this way that your ego is seeing things. Okay, it's like, but this is the way it is. This is the way it is, and yet your spirit is seeing that you have to get a bitch slap over and over, because a bitch slap is not pretty, and but the ego doesn't want to let go of panic, and so it's staying in this state, and it is. You're like, I got to take action. I don't know what to do. And it's the, oh my God. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, you need to, I would take you down a different route, but EFT, oh my God. I want you to feel like how you can't let this go, this, this panic. And you do EFT. And if you don't know how to do it, then you just go to look it up or go to my webpage, but literally get that out, because it's stopping you from feeling, seeing, and being in where you need to be, so you can resolve these bitch slaps, just to let you know. Let's look and see. Where's this person at? Oh, there you are. Would love more info on my daughter's health, please. Okay. Now, what I want you to do, so we can really, 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 really get into this, hold your daughters in your mind. Okay? Hold your daughter in your mind, and let's see what Spirit tells us. Her energies are way off. Is there frozen energies? Yes. Okay, so frozen energies, when the meridians that run through our body are frozen, literally can be direct or indirect, but it can affect the whole body. You're going to have to get a magnet, refrigerator magnet. Okay. Which ones are, how many does she got frozen? 4. Oh, God, it's affecting my ears too now. Hold on. That really affects my ears. So the liver is frozen. And what do you want to know about the liver? She felt something so deep when she was 4. It created a repulsion. Does this have to do with food, energies, environment? The compulsion is something that she inhales. And it's definitely in a repulse point. Okay, so do you want to take care of the repulse point first? Or are you showing me that so they can, okay. You're going to get this magnet. And the top of the foot, okay? Here's your big toe, here's your second. And what we do is it's right here. That's the point for the stomach. This is the point for the liver. Okay? And it's a pretty big point. I mean, if you were just to do this back and forth, I want both sides of the magnet used. And on that point, then if you're not sure, you go liver source point 3. Google it. It'll show you exactly. And you're going to go on both feet. Okay. So right now I'm just imagining on her feet, if we were to do this on the energetic imprint, and it'll send that healing on the bandwidth. Does that change this? It did. It went to 0. Is there another that's frozen? Yes. Okay. Who is it? I mean, who is it? I'll keep that in mind. The other one is large intestine. So on the hand, right there. Okay, on the hand. This is both sides. It's frozen. So literally you're going to take that magnet and you're going to sweep it back and forth. And this is going to open up the large intestine meridian. Oh, that's not a good taste. Okay. All right. Well, that's gone. Oh, that's so that those frozen meridians were causing this repulsion on her body to react to react to this. All right, where else? Bladder meridian and then circulation sacs. So what we're going to do is we're going to take care of the pericardium, the circulation sacs, on the wrist, right in the middle, right where you bend, right in the middle. And you're going to do this, okay? Okay, both sides. Very good. Very good. Very good. It's energy moving. I'm doing a healing at the same time. On the outside, where your pinky toe is, on the outside, right along the foot, there is a point. That's the bladder source point. Now, some people's are just a little higher, not just at the bottom, but just a little higher. And if you look, it's about halfway. Okay, it's bladder 64. You're going to go on that part of that foot. Just imagine this is my foot. And you're going to use a magnet on both sides. Okay? And when you do both sides, you're going to have to go and make sure you also rub those points. So bladder 34, you're going to rub your spleen point on the hump of the toe. You know, wow, I'm feeling the difference in the energies here. Rub these points, the hand. You know, good thing you can rewind this, and then the circulation sacs. Wow. Okay, there's a shift. I got to ask Spirit, why were all those frozen? Yeah, that changed the compatibility. We don't have to do that one. Why? Okay. So is there still a trapped emotion? Yes. Tell me what it is. It's compelled to have to correct. This is a decision that was made. No, this is a decision that she felt and experienced. Is it? Okay. So it's a compulsion. Compelled to correct, compelled to neatness. It's like, I have to do this. I have to correct this. I have to make it neat. It's like looking and looking and looking and looking and looking. Okay. So this emotion is, and it could be in perfectionism. Do you want that rolled out? Okay. How many times? 3 times. So you want, so again, if you don't have a refrigerator magnet, you can use just your hand. Don't freak out if you don't have a magnet and you have to run to the store. No, your hand will work just fine. We want to remove the emotions. Again, this is up on the bandwidth. She can keep all of her issues all herself. But you're going to take your hand and then we're going to remove this compelled to neatness, compelled to neatness, compelled to neatness. Oh, well, now it's going down in here. It went through the back. Now it's connected to that point we talked about. I have to have a particular outcome. I got to make it my particular outcome. It's a particular outcome. So this, again, I can feel this very young child maybe throwing a tantrum or something. Oh, look, you see how things are changing as I'm looking at this. How do you want to remove this? Okay, so I don't know if this has to do with perfection, but all of a sudden I can't trust myself because I'm screwing it up. I can't. Literally becomes this younger part that she's unable to trust herself because it's not working. And in the child's mind, and again, I don't care how old the person is, these are programs. In this child's mind, it has to be like this. And it was like a shattering world when she couldn't trust that, or that make it so. That's it. I can't make it so. This is part of a habit. It's very important. Where'd you go? I lost you. It's a part of a habit. And how you help a person with this, and again, we wouldn't be able to do it here because this is something that you're talking about another person and another person's will and how they know their experiences and their emotions. But if you could get this person, let's say they do understand this and they're on the same page with you, then you need to go into noticing that she has to take that emotion off. She has to defizzle that emotion. She's got to stop that emotion. And the main thing is that I can't trust myself. I distrust. Now, sometimes people will say, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I do trust myself. You have to look at when you're in action. Like some people will freeze up when they're completely stressed. And they don't trust that they can do the next step. Okay. So you have to begin to notice that in action. And when they do, all I can tell you is the best thing to do, other than what I would teach you to do is hope therapy and stuff, is you use EFT. You put it on a scale from 0 to 10. 10 being, oh my God, I really can't trust myself right here, because it's that live experience that makes it so connected. Even though I can't trust myself, you don't even have to say words sometimes, but you go through the whole process. I would tell you to do the long version, which involves the eyes, because this trusting is, she has in the upper left, she has a memory that says that she can't. And she probably could pinpoint back to any particular feeling that says that she can't trust, and it will link back to something she can't remember, but it will link back. And so it's like she felt awkward. She couldn't do the two. Oh, she's showing something else. So here you got two people, or two decisions being made. And she's right here. And she wants to do this one. And yeah, I can do this. And then all of a sudden somebody else, the love of, mom, dad, whatever. So now she wants to do that, but she can't because they have to be done at the same time, or they have to. So it becomes a very split decision. And who do you trust? It's like, who do you choose? How do I trust? It's like, do I save my daughter or save my son? Let's say, if you're talking about a really bad choice that they're both going to die and you can only save one, what do you do? You can freeze, flight, freeze, or you can try to figure it out. But the thing is I can't, and then I can't please, I can't do this. I can't, it becomes a very big split. Okay. Somebody paid for 11 minutes. I got $11. I don't know. You got 11 minutes. I don't know how much you paid. This is Nancy. What's not clear, Nancy? All right, Nancy, let's see. Yeah, this would all make sense. That last part, sweetheart, before I let you go. Well, what can she do? Okay, EFT will work. I don't know what the picture is. And again, I would have her, if we had a one-on-one, then I could get to it. But because you're doing this by yourself, it's a whole different story. You can get a lot done. Let's put it that way. Okay. What do we got here? You can pay for another 6 minutes. Yeah. Rebecca, yes. I think I heard something. My brain was, yeah. Okay. So, you paid 10. I got $10 from Michelle Bromley. How does that come up? I can only receive 11 or 7, and you gave me 10. guess I'll do 10 minutes, I guess. Where are you at? So the person that sent me money, Michelle Bromley. Where are you? Are you over here? No. I don't know if anybody's left. Yes. Again, if she wants the help, I mean, because we like to save our children, but if they don't want it, it sucks. But, but yeah, if she's open to it, then that'll help out. But I won't cross that will barrier that she has. Okay, so that one person commented, well, I don't see it. I see that she's got, the hashtag is still interesting. Michelle Bromley. Sweetheart, if you there. Oh, no. Michelle must be. Okay, if somebody else goes by, no, because I've seen that person do that. Okay. Michelle Bromley's next. Where is Michelle? Oh, I wonder if she got dropped. Michelle. All right, well, I can't do much until Michelle says something, so I'll look at the next person. I don't usually like to jump queue. But exactly, free will can never be violated. That's why when I do healings, I put it up there, and it's up to that soul or, that person itself. All right, I will wait. Maybe Michelle got disconnected. I know Michelle is next. So what we're going to do is that I will just have to do it out of order. There was no instructions with it. That's okay. So the next one will go to Melanie Long again. Oh, I'll double check. Hold on. No, don't see that. Okay, so Melanie Long, go to you and then we'll come back. Okay. Melanie, sweetheart, what was it? Did you want to call? Well, I don't know if we're friends or not. Did you want me to do what I did before, or do you have something you want this time? There's always a price to pay, isn't there, Sonia? It's that balance. You have to keep the yin and yang balanced. I mean, it's respect for that soul's journey. Health is good. Blockages. So I'm assuming that we want to work on your health and that there's blockages. Okay. So we're going to look at Melanie's health. I feel like something to do with my right ovary, my feminine aspect parts. Seems like there's a congestion in that particular part. And what's interesting is the fluids that run, which I'm assuming, does this have to do with lymphatics? No, it's just tertiary cells. I completely said that wrong. But it's the fluids that's just in the cells. Okay, so what's going on there? There's a trapped emotion. Oh, what do we have? A trapped emotion is a bell. It's an actual bell. Is that the trapped? Okay. In this case, it is. So like when you want to approach somebody and they're prickly, but you don't know how to approach them. Or you've approached somebody and you're happy and all of a sudden they bite your freaking head off or take it out on you. But somehow that has been like inside. It's in this feminine part. And then you're going to go around and you want to talk to other people or you want to approach other people. Your body's consciousness, not up here, says, I might want to think about that. So you may have you'll think you're like, I'll do it later. You won't realize that your body will start to trigger. So the thing is if you want me to remove the bell, say yes, because I know that you're available. Did you say yes? Yes. Oh, that was quick. I don't know where it went. Anyways, yes. So, no, yes to that. So I got to wait for yes. Okay, so will we remove the bell? It's not hard. You just take your hand, okay, or a magnet, and then we would just roll 3 times, okay? Oh, yes, please. Okay. So this is called reproach. Reproach is when they attack. So you're going to breathe in, and we're going to say bell, reproach, bell, reproach, bell, reproach. And there's some tentacles over here. Bell, reproach. Oh, God, there's a memory. Oh, okay. So there's something else there. Okay. Whose agenda? Hers? No, the person that did the reproach. Oh, God, they're booming. I'm not going to yell, but it's like, expected you to do this. I mean, it just whooped right in and sucked in there. Yeah, it was toxic. I get it. Okay, it's based on what? It's a numb feeling. You're like, you went numb. So the fight, flight, freeze, you went numb. And then you went what? Wishy-washy. Okay, so they're separate. Are they together? It's the way the world functions. Oh, so it's your rules, the way they... Okay, gotcha. So do you want them to removed separately? Yeah, that's what I thought. So we're going to say trapped emotions, numb, trapped emotions, numb, trapped emotions, numb, which there's the link. So then it's trapped emotion, wishy-washy. Trapped emotion, wishy-washy. Trapped emotion, wishy-washy. Whoa. That goes up over the shoulder. So that's going to be, what you feel for your life. All right. So you must have had a trauma at one point in your life because that's connected to that. Are you saying accident or trauma? Well, they look like both. So is there an out point, in point? No, it's just a ball. Okay. And so when you're walking around, it's the interaction with the environment. Okay, so now it moved from, it's gone up under in that inside. Okay, so it's gone up a little higher. Psychic trauma. Gotcha. How many are there? 1 or 2? Two felt at once. Psychic trauma is this, you feel 2 or more emotions at once. And in this case, the 2 that you felt is paranoia and failure. So we say psychic trauma, paranoia, and failure. Psychic trauma, paranoia, and failure. Psychic trauma, paranoia, and failure. Oh. So is there anything frozen? She needs to stimulate the... Okay, what do you want her to do? Lung and liver. You're going to do the source point of lung. Here's your thumb, right at the crick. Okay, it's right here. It's not on the side. It's not in the middle. It's right here. And you're going to put your thumb there, or finger, however you want to do it, and you rub it good 30 times. Do both sides. Gotcha. Do both sides. Very good. Very good. Very good. Then you're going to go down to your liver source point, and it's the one that's on top of the foot. Okay. If you bring the 2 toes together, the bone will meet right here. Okay. You're going to do both sides. Rub those 30 seconds or 30 times, however you want to do it. Well, that brings the energy back up. This side looks better. I mean, it's gotta take time and then energy to repair. I don't go inside anybody's space. It's your blueprint. It's showing me everything, and your spirit and the soul is telling me. Loftiness. You, them. You feel like, okay, so like a disease would be a lofty energy. Okay, sometimes you feel like maybe whatever your symptoms are lofty and they take over on you. Even though I feel this symptom, it's lofty, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay, you go through and you do this. Okay, because literally you will you keep disrupting this pattern. And the more you disrupt this pattern, the more that those symptoms do not have to be in charge. Okay? Wow. Okay, so Nancy, yeah, I wondered because was she sick when she was a child? Yeah, you're doing everything you can, and I'm proud of you. And this is where, like, it depends on the age. I can help you further understand that with the age, when it comes to children that are under a certain age, you can help them. You can guide them. You be a mentor. If they have lost all hope, then you can just say, okay, just do this. You're welcome, Melanie. Just do this. You know, if they could learn how to empower themselves, and that's what you're going to do. But if those energies have been stuck for so long magnetically, that would make perfect sense. Okay, so you can teach them how to, because if your will's stuck or frozen, like paralyzed will is frozen, then you can actually begin to demonstrate and communicate. Because you don't want to command or demand. Okay, command's fine, but you don't want to. You want to talk to not them, at them. You want to talk as this particular. Because sometimes people just need to talk. You know, I've had people that pay that just want to talk, and they don't really want my help as much as they want to talk. And you know, but these are all phases. Now, I did not see the person's name. Did anybody notice? Oops, lost the picture. Where's that? I'm looking for a Michelle Bromley. Has this person popped in yet? That's a long time, Nancy. Yeah. Hormones. Jesus, hormones are going to come in. That's going to make a whole different statement. Oh, thank you, Pilly. I don't know where Michelle went. Oh, this scares me. Not scares me. I like to honor people. You know, a gift's a gift, but there was no instructions whether it was just a plain gift, which means nothing in return. So I'm assuming 10. Oh, yes, found you. Hold on. I'm here. Oh, yay. Okay. What did you want to talk about, Michelle? You paid me $10 and I'll give you 10 minutes. What did you want? Why did you want me? Why did you pay? What would you want? Blah, 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 blah. Can't seem to speak. Oh, ha. Good point, Pilly. So you just want me to talk about you? Okay, let me get the timer set. You didn't have anything specific. Yes, you can always pay for somebody else as long as they want to hear the read. People have also paid, and then I gave a reading, and they just then gave the website to them, or the video to them. Health. Okay. Do you want healing with that too? What do I need to know in my health? Okay. What's going on here? Emergency? No. I feel like I got tight and it's like it's muscles or something, or nerves or spine, but there's this tightness. It's like a kink or a crink. There's something going on. And if I just pull out and say energetically, what is it? They'll say that it has to do with you're always forcing yourself to live through others. You have to understand that if you're making a choice to help others and you leave your identity out of it, and your identity now becomes them, then you're choosing to live through others, which then your body is going to have this pattern. Your mind say, hey, where did I go? And your spirit part of your authentic self wants to come through, and you're going to have some complications because you're meant to live your life. Excuse me. It creates a disruption in the digestive system. And so if you're waking up and you have, this is who I was, but you can't break the habit, it literally will cause you to fear being alone. That's why you live through others. Oh. So you always so it's this fear of being alone that needs to be directed, because if it's not directed, then you have to have a particular outcome. So then you're like, okay, I have to do this and this and this in order to feel like I'm not going to die, or I've accomplished something, or I've done this. So there's this particular kind of panic, the fear of being alone. If I ask about that, they say, oh, yes. Where and what? Fear of being alone affects the gallbladder and then the large intestine. So physically, it affects which systems the most? Indirectly or indirectly? Indirectly. Indirectly, it affects... Well, where'd you do in my list? The bones and the hormones. And some kind of a connecting tissue. So you're aging before you really need to. The first thing you're going to do is, it's going to sound simple, but you have a hairline. Then you have a point on your head, and then you have a round point, and then you have the back, the flat back. Those three particular points. I want you to do them individually first, because I want you to start to notice if it's too much to handle, you may feel dizzy, then you just back off. Now, I always put things on a scale from 0 to 10. What I will normally do is I'll put my hand, as long as I'm touching, oh my God, in the hairline. Then I will start in the back. You can put your hand flat, or you can go like this. And you hold it. And I'm not going to hold it for the same length of time. We're just going to snap. And then you're going to do the round part. Okay. And then you're going to do the top part. Now, how you're going to do is you're just going to hold them in for like 2 minutes of time, even up here. Okay. Or you can do this, but individually at first, please, because you need to begin to know the difference in the feelings of who and what you are. And then when they start to go down, you're like, oh, I know what point that is. Oh, I know where this is at. Oh, I know. You're going to start having a relationship with you in your hormones in your body. Okay. What's interesting about this is that you need to get them balanced. And if I ask what threw them off like that, again, it's about living through others. Oh, okay. What else? Okay, so we have to, the happy-go-lucky disappeared when you had the fear of being alone. The reason I express that is because I want to make sure it isn't just about being alone. No, they said a fear of being alone. What age? Oh, 7 months old. You looked up, nobody was around. And there was just this fear. Oh, and then I see that you're being held onto, and this person had the fear that they were alone. So part of your soul's thing is to understand about being alone. So you're going to want to connect with people, communicate, live through others. That you and your soul is saying, no, we need to sit back, because there's a part of you that needs to discover who you are. Okay. Do we want to remove? Yes. Can we do it now? No. You need to become aware of this habit, because your body's consciousness is doing it all the time. Your mind is saying it wants you to begin to become aware of it. Because when you become aware of it, you can start to disassociate and say, oh my God, I'm doing it. Oh, I can choose better. I don't need to constantly do this. Or then you get to finally, for the first time, feel that feeling. You're like, oh my God, I want to avoid that feeling. And that's the feeling that needs to be addressed and healed and taken care of. I normally would walk you through it if you had an appointment with me, but I want you to, you're going to go like this, and you're going to say, oh my God, there's that feeling. Oh my God. And you can't, sometimes there's just no words for it. Okay. Get it out, tap it out, do several rounds of that. Because it's a really doozy of an auto response for 7 months old to the age you are now. What are you doing? You're playing it out. Okay, so you had an experience of fear of being alone. What you're going to see in your inner world is going to create your outer world. What's going to happen is your outer world is that all of a sudden you maybe can't keep boyfriends, or you can't keep friends, or you can't, there is, so you're playing it out. Your body has no idea that you've aged. Again, different than the mind. The body's consciousness is, this is what we're doing. And it has no idea about the concept of time. It just knows that it collects. It needs to play it out. And why does the body do that? Well, the body says it's stuck. The soul's asking, can you heal this now? That's what we're doing, is addressing that. And so you can heal this now to take you to that next place. The mental health, they're all connected. They said there's a habit of, I just want to feel this. Okay, again, there's a habit, I just want to feel this. If that makes any sense to you. And then you're doing avoid towards and away from. I want to go towards health, or I want to go towards happiness. But your body's, no, we don't. And it'll pull you away from, because it doesn't want to feel that feeling of panic or being alone. And what happens when those emotions in the body's conscious becomes activated? You're happy, you're thinking good. Bam. Your thoughts are going to start running wild. Oh my God, this could happen. Oh my God, this could happen. You're like, shit, it's happening. And then all of a sudden you can't, you run with it. You start, your thoughts start to go nuts. And it's because of those emotions. I would do hope therapy, but for you, I would say tap it out. Okay, you literally going to have to take a hold of it, because you have to get to that feeling. And if you begin to tap it out, do an emotion, EFT, you can then start to let that go that's sitting in there. It needs to come out. Do you understand? Then you have to catch yourself when you're doing living through others. No. Your body's going to say, yeah, we have to. And you're going to go, no, I'm going to address this emotion. And it comes very hard, because this is where some people will just go right into an addiction. Go find food, alcohol, sex, beer, cigarettes, whatever, so they don't feel that moment. Half the time people don't know they're having that moment. Do you know what I mean? Check, she says, check. No, we're all good. Somehow you go into shaming yourself. No, other people, you will hear other people shame you to do what they want, and then you'll punish yourself if you don't do what they want. Why? Oh, so there are some people there's some people you just don't want to be with, but you can't stop. Oh, I'm a fear of being alone. So then you put yourself into these relationships that you're like, oh, Jesus, I want to be done with it, but you can't, because of those programs. So literally you throw yourself back into it, because the body gets it's triggered. And then you go into old habit. You so don't want to do this, because this is where you're waking up and you're wrestling with yourself. You need to get a handle on those things that I talked about. I mean, if you can't do it, you make an appointment with me, because there's no reason for you to have to live in this hell. I mean, you can start to get and break down some of those towards and away froms. You can break down those emotional chemical peptides, and then we can start breaking out the habits. Okay. We're doing good. And I did that person. This person, Nancy Beeler, she also wants 11. Nancy Beeler. Okay. Oh, could you please? Thank you. That's you. Okay. What did you want to talk about, Nancy? Because, oh, wow, my throat. So Nancy, where are you, sweetheart? Oops. Okay. I'll wait for Nancy to come back on. And then, no, that's Michelle. You're welcome, Michelle. But anyways, we're waiting for Nancy to respond. And once all the readings are done, and then I will give you direction about how to do the free minute read. I gotta first find Nancy. Is she on there? No. It's that delay. Just about yourself? Okay. You've been so consumed with your daughter, and that's very much what a mother would do. That has become your identity. You have been doing your best to discover, maybe have hobbies. That's the word. But the emotion part of your heart, you don't know how to really exert your power for you. In a way, the relationship between you and your daughter is that she's kind of in charge to some degree. Don't take offense to that. It's just that your body, not here, because there's this fear of loss. You fear of helplessness because and I know you know what that means. But for you, you know something's going on, but the daughter is growing, and that means the thinking and the attitude and all of this can be different. The way that you guys used to mesh is different, and for you, you're not sure even where you even rely within yourself, because I feel like there's an emptiness if you were to just sit there with yourself. And they said, what are you saying? There's a repulsion and compatibility issue. Well, all right, let's find that out. Really? Come on. Oh, your thoughts are affecting you the most. Your thoughts affect your source points. Anything else while I'm here? What is the number that you're at? You're in compatibility 3. Okay, so just to help you guys understand, here's the 0 point. And this is where repulsion and compatibility. Plus 1 to 10 is complete. 10 is complete compatibility, and there's no issues. The magnets are communicating properly, blah, 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 blah. And then slowly, when it becomes it goes 10, plus 10, plus 8, plus 7, it goes down. You begin to notice symptoms. You begin to notice different changes within yourself, whether it may be gastric or runny nose. But then when it hits 0, it starts to really affect you. When it becomes a -1, a -10, a minus, and what it means is the repulsion of the magnets are pulling so far apart that, I mean, the -10 repulsion is that it's so bad. I mean, it's hard for you to move and to get up and to do anything. Well, you're not there, but you're fully aware that there's stuff goes on inside of you. This just doesn't seem right anymore. And they're saying it's your thoughts that have created a repetitive thing that affected this to happen. So if I were to look at how many source points, 2, and the first one has to do with kidney, and it has to do with a weakness. So she's feeling a weakness. No, she feels like she's helpless and can't do something. And it's been so long that you felt this that you don't think it anymore because your body knows you much better than you. And so your body's going to do the work for you. And now it's going to display it because in your brain, it only sees a mirror. So it just has no difference between if you're talking to yourself or talking to somebody else. And so it just knows it's getting direction. So if you feel this way, then your body's going to start displaying it inside of you. Okay. And then the other one is liver. What do you mean by that? Power. Chi. Lack of power. What are you talking about? Theirs, hers. I feel other people's emotions of their power of saying, oh, Nancy, you should get over it. It's all in your head. Or Nancy, there's nothing you can do. Oh, I feel sorry for you, Nancy. It's like, I don't mean to say your name that way, but I swear to God, they draw somebody is drawing your name out. Nancy. It's just, these people don't get where you're at because this is your experience. Some people just get tired of it. You're still saying this same thing. Oh, I thought I thought you'd be over it by now. It sounds cruel, but some people just they're over it. And inside of you, these have you leapt out of your body? No, they're just frozen. So everything is still intact. Okay. So taking those emotions out is one thing, but you also have to understand you need to get those energies moving again. And rubbing them one time is not going to do it. In this case, it is such a set pattern. We have to correct these, okay? The first one would be that weakness. I just feel helpless. It's a weakness. But the thing is, it's a weakness inside of you. It's like when you were going to, you can hit punch, but it's like it's lighter than a feather. That type of weakness. Not effective. That might be the word. And what they're saying is if you were to, do you want her to remove, do you want us to do that first? Oh yeah, she knows the feeling. It's right there. Okay, so I would normally do hope therapy to get that out. Is it in the eyes you want me to look at? You could do eye accessing, but no. We won't do that one. Just EFT? No. Take out so understanding that's the thoughts. Do you want her to do the yes? Is that what you want to do first? Okay. Rub your hands together, and you can do this later. You don't have to do it now. And you're going to write on a piece of paper thoughts, weaknesses, and others' energy. You put that on here on your thymus. Now, I'm going to walk you through this. It's you breathing 4 times in 4 different ways, and you're going to tap. The tapping will begin here and end back here. So you're going to go just like that. That's the tapping part. Nice and steady. Doesn't matter which hand. The breathing part is you're going to breathe in and hold your breath. And then you're going to breathe out and hold your breath. You're going to pant. And then you're going to breathe in and out normal. So, piece of paper. You go. Hold it. I do 2 rounds and then you let it out. Hold it. Now pant. Either way. And then you're going to do normal. there's several things that are happening. One, you're disrupting and reintroducing and telling the body it doesn't need to attack or respond in that fashion. Okay, so it's taking and helping the body to disrupt the strategy and the pattern of how it functions. Do several rounds of those. Okay, and the body will start to change the way the magnetic pull is, and so that you can be more compatible with life instead of having to hold those particular things in play. So you do it where nobody can see you, otherwise you're going to feel awkward. What about this? Okay. So you're attracting? What are you attracting in? You want to rub those points. Do you want me to rub her points and then attract? If we rub the points, it changes the attraction. Gotcha. So the kidney and the liver. Here it is. Okay. Use your thumb. Good 30 times. Nice rotation, both sides. Now behind, on the inside of the foot, your big toe, and you go up to the ankle point. Okay. And then behind it is a point. That's your kidney. Rub that. Okay. Your liver is between the big toe and the second toe. And when you follow it right into a point. Rub that, both sides. You may have to do that several times a day. If you begin to become aware of yourself, you'll know what you need to do. You could be in the middle of the night, and it may happen. That's okay. Rub your points. Rub both of them. Because you have to start noticing your thoughts. And your thoughts are about panic. And I would say, even though I panic, even though I constantly think about it and I panic, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And again, that healing tool is on my webpage. You want to get those out. And again, the longer version of the EFT where you're looking, rolling the eyes, okay, humming and tapping is so important because it'll help pull them out of the memories that you have going on. Okay? So important. Okay. All right. Looks like I've honored everybody. Now, what we're going to do is, because time has gone by, I want you to say, if you look up above, you'll see the hashtag MWB4ME space. Yes, please. And if it's something specific, like talking, health, the spirit, boyfriend's name, whatever, or dead somebody, that helps me out. If there's anybody left, because it doesn't look like there's many people left. So I'm going to check both and make sure. I'm going to look on both. Well, sorry, Big Magic 3. I wasn't looking for your approval. Thank you. That's good. Okay, so all right, Amy. Oh, sorry, Danny. There it is, finances. Okay. And then I'll come over here. Gotcha. Wow. Where is all of a sudden somebody has... What is that feeling? Oh, you're fine. Wow. What the hell is that? Is this an incoming that's affecting everybody? Is it the Lion's Gate? Or is it that... all of you, just understand, who's ever remaining, the effects are still going on, because as soon as I read Danny said finances, it was like, oh crap. So finances. Okay. So right now, the energies are going to affect the way that your finances are, your everything. I mean, for me, it's been my electrical aspect of who I've been. But financially, your auto response is to panic. And they said that, money's on its way, and then you panic. It's part of your strategy of how you function. They're saying, notice how you have a strategy that before money can come in, you have to panic. And they're saying, if you can tap that out and stop it, then you won't have to constantly go into panic. You need money. That's just an everyday thing. You need this. It's an everyday thing. Okay, fine. Thank you, Spirit, for bringing in the money. Yes, these are my, thank you, Spirit. What do I need to do today? Okay. If it's go to work, find a new job, do something extra on the side. And then when the money comes, whether it's a 10 cents or even we have nickels here. Pennies were in, you say thank you and you're grateful. Because I've gone up to $140 I found just money as I was walking, blowing all over it. I'm looking all over. I'm waiting to give it back. I can't find anybody. Spirit says, what? Oh, thank you. Thank you. I was grateful. I received. I found $15 one time. I was walking along the path, found 10 here, and then another 5. And I'm looking around again. I'm like, wow, this is what's called money from heaven. So it's training yourself. First, you got to disrupt the strategy of how you do money. You have to first pay attention to how I don't have it, therefore it's lack. That way, that's because you can't see abundance. You disrupt that. You say thank you to see the abundance. You go a little bit further. Okay? All right. Now, we'll go here, and then we'll go over here. Yes. Amy Jensen. That time alone, you've had some experience of times alone. You had a revelation with yourself, and they said that's just and you notice the emotions of panic and living through others and having to do this, that it's like cloudy in my head. Okay. And I just got disconnected. That's okay. I can't tell. Oh, Jesus. Amy, I'll talk to you afterwards. I know that. I've lost contact over here. So something going on in my internet. Are you guys over here? Can you hear me okay here? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, we'll just go over here. Oh, thank you, Pilly. I appreciate you standing up for me. So Pilly, Pilar. Well, hold on. People over here in Facebook land, I don't have a screen. I do see words, and I will try to honor Gigi, but understand if this crashes, there's not a darn thing I can do about it. I am not even able to see it. Oh, you still can see me okay, though. Oh, well, Amy, you're going to talk to me anyway, so it's fine. Monsoon season. Okay, we'll come back. Miss Pilly. Okay. Why do my teeth hurt? They said that there's something to do with having to make decisions. And you're biting, you don't want to, you're gritting your teeth. You don't want to have to say something or make a decision. Oh, something about you don't want somebody to make the decision for you. Oh. So this goes on. There's the taking action. I feel hesitant. I was like, I want to get up. No, I sat down. I want to get up, and I hesitate. And so I'm going to ask, why is there, besides the gallbladder doing this, what is there? In case you got contempt energy towards and to you for this. So it's the way your emotions are to whatever it is you're going to do. You don't really want to do it. You have contempt for it. If you tap that out, then you can do whatever it is you got to do. because there's something that's interfering with that particular way. Delinda. About me. What is it? You attacking yourself? You know how you're doing something and you do something stupid and then what an idiot. They're saying, be careful of doing this because it trains others to hear you say those things. And so then they'll turn around and go, oh, you're being an idiot today. You don't need people to agree with you about that stuff. But your body is saying, oh, well, I must be an idiot. So when you go to try to do something and you got to have confidence, you're not going to have it because then the program's going to pick up and go, you called yourself an idiot today. I don't think you have the confidence. So they're saying, please be careful of what you say. Because those, it's not directly denigrating yourself. It is just that, what do you call it? Indirect. Is that what I want to say? No. I think you know what I'm talking about, Delinda, but it's something there. I'm going to risk it since y'all still see me. I'm Gigi. Career and spirit. The career is that there's a part of you that understands that it is going after what you love. And the only way that you're really going to have that without having any issues is that you have to employ spirit more and more. And that means finding your authentic self and doing what your heart says and in your gut. So you have to have that communication with the emotions and in your heart. The thoughts and then the emotions. See how they're both ways? And you're going to find it. And if you're not sure what to do about your career, then you got to find out. You know, I really don't like that. Oh, I do like this. No, I don't. And it's about finding that particular path because they said it's there. It's just that you have deep down this feeling that what you do is irrelevant. And that's going to interfere with your career and talking to spirit or letting spirit in or allowing yourself to be in. So I would do some EFT, even though when I have conversations with people, they make you irrelevant. But you got to first be aware that you have an idea, they have a better one. Okay, they make that irrelevant. You'll see. Well, thank you, Gigi. Okay, so I think I fulfilled everything today. Thank you all for helping and all that. I love you all, and thank you very much. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Okay? All right, so we'll talk to you later, and stay blessed. I don't even know where the camera is. Stay blessed. And thanks to you all. So stay blessed. Thank you so much. That was the end. Yes, that's it.